Oh my god. Wow. Life. Okay. Yes. I know I've been away for a long time, but I just think it's wise to give some sort of update. And this is just kind of like being funny because I wasn't wearing it while I was working on my computer. But like the exodus of this is was that my mom was drilling me yesterday that why wasn't I wearing it? They are not um prescribed glasses. They're just for to protect my eyes from the screen glare and blue light, blah blah blah, stuff like that. But I also felt like it would give me some sort of masking. You know that scene in Superman or Smallville where he wears glasses when he's at his job, so he kind of masks his identity. But I know that he's not going to do much of that. But that's not what I want to talk about. Yeah, so I've been building YAPWriter, YAPWRITER, which is kind of like typewriter, but the idea of yap is that you talk, and then so the idea was that you speak, it gets transcribed, it gets created into post for LinkedIn, for Instagram, for Twitter, and I've gotten all that logic working. I mean, I've built, I've literally built separate systems into that, which was not a wise way to go. That's no longer an MVP, that's a full product. So, yeah, I didn't think through the MVP well. I should have thought of maybe just one social platform, but I thought of all of them. But I'm posting to Twitter, but the problem is on Twitter, I'm getting rate limited, and to actually do anything on Twitter, I would need to pay like $100, which I don't want to pay right now. But I think even reading some of the things from other people, you still get rate limited even at that point. Oh, which is crazy. I mean, yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Oof, it's a lot of stuff. Yeah, I mean, I was just posting on Twitter that the sunk cost fallacy just became real to me, cause I did the sunk cost fallacy. And it wasn't exactly the sunk cost fallacy because, like, I was ready to pivot and move to another thing. The problem that I was having was that everything was built out. The problem was that the social media posts were not going through. So, the essential flow of it, the normal way that I would write posts was that I was going to do like a brain dump in something like ChatGPT. So, I have like a chat that is trained on my thoughts. And what I was supposed to just do is, so I just have press Windows H, which gives me a microphone on my Windows computer, and then I just keep talking and dump all my mind. And once all my mind is dumped into it, I tell you to write a long form post for LinkedIn and a short form post for a couple of tweets for threads for Twitter, which is cool, which is awesome. And then I would then post on Twitter first, and then go to Taplio to create a carousel, which is just like a PDF of the images of the tweets, and then I'll post that together. So I'll get a PDF, and I'll post that with a long form on LinkedIn, and then I will take the what's it called now, the individual images that I got from the carousel, and I'll post it on Instagram. So those are the three channels that I was using, which was awesome. And so the aim was to build. I can't even remember when I started building Yaprita. I don't know if it was last week. I don't know if I've spent maybe one moment. I should check. Can you flip the camera? I guess not. I guess you can't flip the camera. Uh, yeah. So this is kind of like a screen. But this is just like the pivot. The original screen, if I could just go to that itself, and I know my thoughts are all over the place, but I've been up since maybe like 7 p.m. yesterday. So this is not what the screen is. Also, this is also part of the pivot. So so that was how it was supposed to work. I got the part where you would talk, and then it gets transcribed, it gets written out as posts for Twitter and for LinkedIn. I got that working. I created a whole new system to create Taplio style carousels in images and PDF, and I got that hosted, and everything is working, and that's awesome. I mean, that was one of my highlights. I took that, and then I integrated it in, whereby once I get the tweets, I can then create the images and things like that, and all that was working great. The problem was when I wanted to post to Twitter, I was posting to Twitter pretty fine, but then I got rate limited. Probably because I was posting a lot to Twitter, which wasn't wise. I should have commented out that part of the code, but I didn't. This became grainy all of a sudden. Well, that's your problem. I just want to record this and get over with. And So I posted a couple times and I got rate limited, and I think I'm going to get even more rate limited. And so I just commented that part, and I was going to focus on Instagram and focus on LinkedIn. I've not tried LinkedIn at all, but I've gotten the authentication set up and everything, so it should probably work pretty easily. It should just be like a couple of, if any bugs, just little things here and there. So you know, and then we got to Instagram, and then what it took me to set up Instagram, I spent literally maybe like 8 hours on the first night. The second night I spent maybe like 9-12 hours on it, actually now watching a video and learning how to do it, and I did it properly. The problem now is that I got to a point where before I can post anything, I think I have to review my app, and reviewing the app is not a problem. But where the problem comes in is, and I thought even in development I should be able to run it. But where the problem comes in is that I'm supposed to prove that I have a business in that sense, and I do have a business, but I mean I don't have it registered anywhere in that sense. And so where the problem now comes in is, oh, kind of, I'm thinking right now maybe I could use some of my invoices from some of my contract work. Yeah, but that's not AI Forge Labs though. And the page says 10 steps. Oh, yeah, I don't list the business there. I just put my name. I don't know. Maybe I could use some of my invoices. Oh God, this whole thing is crazy. So I decided to pause on that. I decided to not go to LinkedIn. I didn't even go to LinkedIn because I was just tired. Like I was gassed. It was like, oh God, why is this happening to me and stuff like that. So I just started praying a bit. Then I thought that, okay, let's do a pivot, which is what you're seeing now. The original screen is a bit different. Maybe I'll still show it in the video. So I decided to do a pivot where instead of you brain dump, you get the post converted to the various forms and then posted to those platforms for you. In this case, you brain dump again, but you get the post converted only to the long form text, and then you can create the tweets from it. And basically you can copy those two, which is kind of dumb, but I guess maybe it still has some value for the user. And then you come to and then you can just generate the assets, the images and the PDF and stuff like that, and still use that. So the idea is that you'll still be able to generate everything, but you have to manually upload. But the problem with the PDF and image generation is that it needs your Twitter information. So it needs your Twitter username, your Twitter name, and your Twitter image URL. And so to be able to build it properly, I mean, we could say we wouldn't pass that, or we could ask the user to just, maybe we could ask the user to just impute it, so many of those things in and stuff like that. Okay, I'm thinking of, yeah, yeah, but like where the sunk cost fallacy kind of came in at first was, then I realized that I needed those requirements from Twitter to actually be able to build the assets. So I started thinking maybe I should just go back to the original thing. So the sunk cost fallacy started coming in, which is not exactly a sunk cost fallacy, because it's more like you're thinking about all the work that you've put in and you don't want to go to something new. I'm ready to go to a pivot because the MVP is taking longer than I wanted to. I was trying to look into like social MVPs, I mean social APIs that some people have already built, where I could just connect to it instead of doing it from scratch. I never checked Rapid API though. Maybe Rapid API would have something like that. Maybe. Um, so, am I? Okay, so I mean, essentially, so those are the things that I did. So I'm on the pivot now, but I sincerely think that I'm going to switch away from the pivot to something else. So I'm thinking I'll switch again to a pivot where I'm maybe focused on posting only on I'm thinking LinkedIn course is not paid. Twitter would be best because of the quality of the post currently now. I still have to workshop the AI prompts and everything like that. So I just don't know where to go with this app right now. So I think my last post about it on Twitter is that I need to pray. I don't know where to go with the app right now. I think I'll keep on wearing the glasses in the video. Yeah, at least part of it is that I'm kind of psyoping my mom. Psyop is like a psychological operation, I guess. It's kind of a new word that everybody's using. To psyop my mom that, basically plant an idea in her mind that I'm always wearing the glasses. But yeah, I'm not always wearing the glasses because they make me tired sometimes. Anyways, so I don't know where to go right now. I'm just stuck, but I know I'll figure it out. But to be honest, I just feel like taking a break from the idea itself, or maybe I feel like if I can at least launch the idea in the smallest way possible, get it out there, see if people are interested. I'm thinking of setting maybe like a price of $29 per month. It won't be a one-time thing, but I really don't know at this point. So I mean, it's been really interesting building the project, but at this point I just don't know where to go. I don't know where to go. So maybe I can just revert the code and show you. Yeah, blah 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 blah. But let me try and revert the code and show you what the original thing is. Discard everything. Okay, so let's reload the page. Yeah, you should reload fully. Why is it not reloading fully? Oh, I commented it out and pushed it. Oh, okay, let's see if I can Control Z. Hey, what's going on there? Don't play with me, my friend. Okay, kind of be difficult to work with just one of my hands, but I guess it's fine. Okay. Yeah, I just nuked my pivot, so maybe I'm not pivoting anymore. All right. Life is wonderful. Oh, come on. Yeah, so like I practically have everything set up. Yeah, I hope this is logged in so that I don't have to enter my passwords and everything like that. So like I have everything set up. So the idea was that it was something where I have to just basically talk like this. So I'm talking about this. I'm showing the guys the video of what I'm building. So yeah, and then essentially the audio starts processing, and maybe we could just go to and okay, I got a Mac, and to be honest, I won't lie, the Mac is really good. Yeah, I know you can see some of the details there, but it really doesn't matter. I change it often. Okay, so let's see. So what you will see here is that the audio got processed, the images were converted, and we could go check out the images on Cloudflare. I just hope this thing is actually showing properly. So the images are getting loaded up in Cloudflare. So I have a bucket. You can see all the recordings. You can see all the tweets. You can see the PDFs. So most things are working pretty fine. I mean, all things are actually working pretty fine. It's just the social APIs that are giving me a very hard time. So, and essentially the only problem that I've been getting with Instagram is invalid OAuth access token, cannot pass access token. It keeps saying that as though, I mean, what am I supposed to do with that? I think I spent maybe like 3 to 4 hours yesterday debugging it. I spent like maybe 5 hours again today debugging it, and it just doesn't want to work. First thing I did today was that I put up Cloudflare, the problem was Instagram, because Instagram wants you to host the file. They don't give you an option to actually post images from your local system. So the idea was that I was supposed to get base64 images from the infrastructure that I had built to convert the tweets to images and to a PDF, and I got base64 basically for the PDFs and for the images back. The idea was then to be able to either send that base64 to Instagram APIs or send what's it called now? They might not want that because maybe hacking potential and stuff like that. But then another idea was to save it to my local file system in a temp directory and then upload it. But Instagram doesn't give an opportunity for that. So you have to upload it to Cloudflare or to some hosting thing. I was doing to Firebase before, but Firebase does not give an option to just access the file from there. You have to, anytime you click the link, it downloads it, and that wouldn't work. And I kind of figured out, because the same thing happened with Cloudflare, it might be because I wasn't setting the content type, so maybe something like that. So I finally did that, got that done today, and then I moved over to actually working with the API, and the API kept saying, no, I'm not going to work. No, I'm not going to work. It kept saying this invalid OAuth access token, cannot pass access token. I tried everything. I debugged it. I got to the point where before I was using the 1 hour token that would expire, and then I changed it so that it would get to the 2 months token. Still didn't work. I debugged it in the Graph API Explorer. Still didn't work. I debugged it in the I've done so much, and this thing is just refusing to work. So yeah, at this point I am tired, and the only things that are left right now for me to launch the application are the social APIs. If they work, I'm golden. Okay, I'm thinking of another pivot right now. Since most things are working, um, huh. Wait, why did I want to pivot? Do that strange pivot. I could just do the thing where, I just keep loading and then I take them to a recordings detail page, and then they can just download everything from there and go use it. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do that and just put a banner that social APIs are, or maybe just comment out the social APIs completely, do the generation. Oh my god, oh my god, okay. Okay, I think it was a good idea to record this video because it helped me talk through it. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to comment out the social APIs completely and forget about them for now. Since I have the full flow of generating the articles, generating the posts, generating the tweets, generating the images and the PDF, I think what I'm going to do is leave that there, remove every indication of the social APIs. Once those are generated, I take them to a recording ID screen that then they can download the PDF, download the images, copy the tweets and the. Oh, okay, yeah. So I think that's what I'm going to do now. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, so I don't have to do too drastic a pivot. Okay, thank you so much. Bye.